Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Shakira, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a cute DIY crop top. You'll need roughly a meter of fabric, and this crop top's also going to have cute little tie straps, and I'll be showing you how to make those. So let's get to it.
Before we begin, you will need the following measurements. You will need your bust measurement, your waist measurement, and the length between these two, or where you would like your crop top to sit. Taking a knit fabric of your choice, or stretch fabric of your choice, we're going to fold that in half, and from the center fold, we're going to draw a straight line, which will be the length of our measurement. I used 10 inches. And from the top of that line, we're going to draw in our bust measurement. Mine was 19 inches. And then from the bottom of that line, we're going to draw in our waist measurement. Mine was 18 inches. And then that is the rough shape that we need for this top. We need to cut 2 of these exactly the same on the fold of your fabric. And if you need help in understanding the shape, because it's not exactly a rectangle, it's slightly squashed, I've drawn a diagram to help you with that. And then you will need to cut out 2 extra long pieces of fabric measuring 4 inches by 20 inches. These will be rectangles and they will be used for our straps. Laying our bodice pieces together pretty side to pretty side, ensuring that our fabric is facing inwards, we're going to then pin up the seams, which will become the sides of our crop top. Once we have pinned both sides of our crop top together, we can head over to our sewing machine and do a zigzag stitch. If you have an overlock like I do, then we're just going to overlock the edges, and that will allow our stretch fabric to have a bit more stretch at those seams. Do make sure that you are sewing as close as you can with your zigzag stitch to the edge, as this fabric won't fray because it is a stretch fabric. So you don't necessarily need to hem it, but I'm going to show you how to hem it so we don't have a raw edge. You're going to overlock or zigzag stitch both edges of our sides of our bodice, and then once you finish that, I move on to overlock the top of my design, the top of my top, and the top of my crop top and the bottom of my crop top. I overlock both of those. You can do that, or you don't have to. As I just said, the stretch fabric does not fray, so it does not need to be finished. It does not need to have a clean edge because it will not fray. And then if you choose to do that, again, ensure that you're overlocking or zigzag stitching as close as you can to the top of your crop top and the bottom of your crop top. You'll need to do that for both, because after this we're going to hem the top and bottom of our crop top. Now to hem, you can just fold this over once if you've overlocked or zigzag stitch this, but I don't want to see any of the overlooking, so I'm folding it over twice and then pinning this, and I work this all the way around the top of my crop top, and then once again you repeat this same process for the bottom of your crop top, ensuring that you pin either one fold or two folds all the way around continuously. And once you've done that, you can head over to your sewing machine and just do a simple straight stitch. You can also do a zigzag stitch. Again, the design elements are just up to you. The zigzag stitch is most commonly used on knit fabrics and stretch fabrics, as it allows the fabric to bend and stretch without breaking the threads. Now we're going to take our long rectangle pieces for our straps, and we're going to fold them in half and then half again. You can also fold them in half and sew that in a straight line, like how you'd make a scrunchie, but I'm folding it in half and then half again, as this takes out the hassle of having to turn each strap inside out. And then you just pin all the way down that side there, and then once you have finished pinning all of your straps, we're going to head over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew that in a straight line. You will need to sew this a bit slower because it is a stretch fabric, so the fabric is going to pull a bit and stretch out as you sew these straps. So you need to sew this straight line a bit slower, and it will make your straps more stabilized. Now, taking one of our straps, I'm going to show you how to make it into two straps. So we're going to fold it in half, find the middle, and we're not going to cut that straight. We're going to cut it at an angle, a 90-degree angle, so it creates a triangle like the end of a ribbon. And then once you've done that, you're going to fold the fabric inwards so we can finish off that edge of our bow for our strap. I did also straighten the other edge of the ribbon that is going to be attached to the crop top. You can do this if yours isn't looking so straight, or you can just leave it as it is. Once we've turned the fabric inwards and pinned it in place for the ends of our straps, we're going to head over to our sewing machine and go over that a few times so it holds the ends of our fabric in place. Do this for all of your straps. Well, there's two, but when you cut it in half and it becomes four. So yeah, all of the straps, all four of your straps. When sewing the ends of these straps, you just use a straight stitch and lock in the ends of your stitch. Now, to attach the straps to the back, we're going to measure 6 inches from the side seam that we sewed earlier, and we're going to put a pin there on both sides. And then you can remove that when you bring your strap over and pin your strap into place there. when we turn our fabric over to the front side, we're going to measure 4 inches instead of 6 and pin our straps into place from that side seam again, 4 inches from that side seam, and pin our straps into place there. And then you could head over to your sewing machine once you've done that and sew them over them a few times. I sewed over mine with a straight stitch 4 or 5 times each. This gives your strap a bit more strength and makes it a bit more sturdy, because it's a strap, you don't want it breaking and coming off while you're wearing it. So I sewed the strap straight, and then I used my backward stitch to go back, and then stopped at my starting point, then come forward and then back again like that. You can also just lock in the ends, but I don't think that would be stable enough to hold a strap in place. I like to go over it a few times, and I went over it on the exact line where I sewed my hem, so you can't even see where I went over my strap so much. And because there's so many loose threads from this project, I'd recommend after you finished everything, you just go around and trim all those loose threads and tails that we don't really need anymore, just to add a finishing touch to your garment. This is how you tie the straps on top of your shoulders into a bow. For this crop top, you can also crisscross the straps at the back for another added detail to this design. And that's how the outcome of this crop top ended up being like. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and until next time.